Ask you about Coach Drew. I mean, I know you've always been a huge fan, but do you really admire how he's kind of steered the ship through such a mess?
Yeah, I mean, he's always been somebody that I've admired the way that he goes about his business and the way that he coaches. I mean, I think even, when times have been very tough this year and we've had the young team with guys being hurt, he's been able to get the best out of us. I mean, at the very least, has us playing extremely hard night in, night out, even when we're accumulating losses. So that's something to be said for that. And he's been in this league almost 40 years now, so he's seen it all, done it all, and knows how to get the best out of his guys. So, I mean, we appreciate that. And, that's not always easy to do.
I know you were sort of watching from afar, but December and January was so kind of depressing for everyone. You almost see him like bounce back or rejuvenated now?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of that is because of me, and I'm kidding. Thank you for laughing, Tad and Fred. No, I think it's always, the game's always more fun when you're not fighting that battle of attrition. We talk about it all the time, especially when guys are out, but also when you're playing the game the right way. I think early on, just obviously having young guys, there's going to be some growing pains, but just coming back and guys playing the right way and practicing hard and going through shoot-arounds with attention to detail, I think that can help refresh and also replenish a coach.
How, if at all, do you think him being a former player has helped connect?
It's huge, and especially with when you have a rookie point guard, even when you have with that point guard like B Knight, you can kind of get the best out of both. You get the best of both worlds, but he's definitely a player's coach, a guy that has, like I said, seen a lot in this league as a former player and a head coach. So I think that holds a lot of weight with our guys.
I know Dan Gilbert, way back when they announced the All-Star game, said, I guess there's coaches for certain situations. Can you see why he was the guy for this one?
Yeah, yes. I mean, just go back to him getting the best out of us, playing extremely hard. When maybe we're lacking some talent or some veterans, he knows how to get the best out of his players, and he's willing to give guys opportunities. And I think in a situation like this, you have to give certain guys a chance. Even guys that we're calling up, either putting on 10 days, or guys from our G League team that we're giving a chance. So he's very willing to do that, while also making sure that we're not only, when you guys aren't here, we're going extremely hard in practice. So I think that's something that's been big for us.
Are you fully minutes restriction gone?
Yeah, for the most part. After this past weekend, I kind of was saying enough of that. So I'm ready to just as many minutes as they need me out there. I'm willing to play so long as I'm feeling good.
It seems like every time we talk about you guys, as a group, we talk about playing faster, things like that.
We've been saying that for 5 years.
I know. Given the personnel that you have, is that realistic?
I think it is, but there's speaking of practice, there's even times in practice where we're not making the right play, where you can see our youth show, and we're either having a one pass shot, no pass shot, or we're just not making the right read. Big Z's running the floor, we're not hitting them in transition. Guys aren't running the floor, so we're not getting those open threes. So I think a lot of it is effort, a lot of it's execution, but we need to get a lot better at that. But I think we do have the ability to run. We just there's a way to do it, and to do it the right way. It's a lot different when you have a guy like Kyrie playing downhill, or the freight train that is LeBron James playing downhill, that just takes everybody in the paint, and then you have those three balls.
I think statistically, you guys are the second slowest team in the NBA.
Yeah.
Makes sense to you then?
Yeah, I think it does, and that's not going to get you a whole lot of easy buckets or a whole lot of easy shots, and in the pace and space NBA, it's not going to get you a whole lot of wins either. So I think you see a lot of teams at the top that play extremely fast and are getting those shots, and in some cases getting in the bonus early because they're running the floor, or finding their shooters in transition or getting easy layups. So, it's something that we, especially this offseason, we're going to need to look at and say we need to play a lot faster.
You've been in touch with LeBron since he passed MJ?
Yeah, I texted him right after that. But I honestly didn't think he was going to get back to me because I can only imagine after passing MJ and, how much that meant to him and his team that, I probably wouldn't see anything back. But, he responded right back after the game, and that was a huge moment for him, huge moment for the NBA too. So it was, when certain moments happen like that, it's always, I feel like, important to reach out with a former player, especially a guy at that level. But it seemed like when we were here, every few weeks, he was breaking some sort of record. But that one is particularly special when you consider the company that he's in.
Cheney joked with me the other day that he doesn't feel bad for LeBron at all going through what he's going through. Do you feel for LeBron?
I mean, it's those are the type of growing pains we were talking about with a young team, and they have a lot of talent too, and guys that have been in and out of the lineup like Ball. I think they shut him down for the season. He's fought. Some things I saw with some injuries, I should say. Ingram, I think we talk about blood clots, right? Something like that. So that's really scary. That's a whole nother subject, wishing him the best, because how that went with Chris Bosh. So the trades, and it's just never ending. I mean, the NBA can come at you fast, right? So I know that, speaking of reassessing the offseason, they'll kind of, I know that they'll get to that. Their front office and organization will get to that. But, for Bron, it could be a really good thing. I mentioned the other day, because somebody asked me, like him, what's going to be like him having an off season. I said, listen, I don't know. But I know if there's one guy that doesn't need any more ammo or inspiration, it's Bron, and he's going to get that being out for the whole summer.
You can imagine how picky he is.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's one of the, if not the biggest competitor I've ever been around. So for him, he lives, breathes, sleeps, eats basketball. He knows that, everything that he does off the floor, from family to, I Promise school to everything, doesn't happen without that basketball. So I can imagine it's got to be tough for him.
So Nance is.
Nance was he was a no-go today. Right now, he is listed as day-to-day, chest contusion. No Delhi today, no Tristan today.
Did Nance get hurt going for a rebound or what?
I think it was a play on a drive where he cut a guy off, and he got hit right in the middle. Right in the middle. Yeah.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, he was in pain. I know he wanted to give it a shot the second half, but I think at our first possession, he tried to run up and down the floor, and he was really feeling discomfort, so we pulled him.
Mm-hmm. Brandon, what have you seen from him in the short time that you've had him here compared to the guy that you remember from Milwaukee?
Well, again, coming off of a major injury, he wasn't 100. I'd say 100% when we got him, but he's gradually gotten his strength back and starting to play. He's back to playing minutes, where before he wasn't playing consistent minutes, but he's back to playing minutes. So he's gradually getting into it. And he's the Brandon that I remember. He's probably not as explosive as he's been in the past prior to the injury, but still a guy who has a tremendous work ethic, and he competes. That's the thing that I truly admire about him, and I respect about him. He's a team player, and he's going to give you everything he has when he's on the floor.
So for somebody like him, who has maybe lost a little bit from the athletic standpoint just because of the injuries that he's had, how does he make up for what he's lost there in other areas?
Playing smarter, just being smarter, just picking and choosing, those moments. I think he's gotten much better playing away from the basketball, to where, before when I had him, he was primarily on the ball, and now he plays plays more off the ball, and I think he's gotten smarter in how to pick and choose his spots when he's playing off the ball. How to get open, how to come off screens, how to read screens. I think it really has enhanced his game. I really do.
As far, you probably don't want to talk about yourself, but would you call this your most challenging year in coaching?
I would say so. I think that's an accurate statement.
Is it more than the injuries? Is it, or would that be the only reason why it's been?
I think it's been a combination of things. I think it's been the injury, huge part. Going in night in and night out, not really knowing what you would have available, who you would have available. With all the changes that we've made throughout the course of the season with trades. The bringing up of all the G League guys who've been a big part of this. So it's just been a combination of things throughout the course of the year, and it's been a challenge. But I embrace it.
But it looks like though that you guys were kind of in a funk there, maybe December, January. It seems like everything is. Do you look back now and think of how far you've come?
I do that on a daily basis. Because of all the things that we've had to endure through the course of the season. But we weathered the storm. We got through it. We kept our guys playing hard. We kept our guys competitive. We played the hand that was dealt to us from a personnel standpoint, and our guys continue to compete. And that's all, as a coach, that's all you can ask.
I guess when you get in this business, no mentor can prepare you for something like this.
No, not at all. Not at all. You hope
wading through the water.
Yeah, you just hope that when you go through, any kind of a season, that you can, stay as injury free from it as you can, that you don't lose key players. You can't control trades and that type of thing. That's all part of the business, and you understand that going into it. But you really hope that you can avoid just all the injuries, and that's something you can't control either, because players get out there and play, and things are bound to happen. But I like to think that we weathered that storm.
Have you allowed yourself to wonder about having a healthy Tristan out there, everybody else?
I've allowed myself to wonder having a healthy team, period.
Yeah,
and having a good stretch where I could, where I can take every guy and really implement something. Having a healthy team, having to kind of piece things together makes it a little bit tough. And again, not knowing which guys you're going to have, what guys you won't, and it seems like you get a guy who's been out, you get him back, then another guy goes down. But again, that's all part of the NBA. I understand that, but it's been a challenging year from that aspect.
I hadn't seen this while you were gone. Is Kevin's minutes restriction over?
Yeah, we're bumping him up. Yeah, we're bumping him up. We got him up a little bit our last couple of games, and we'll continue to bump him up as long as he feels good. Yeah.
This is kind of off the radar a little bit, but knowing LeBron
doesn't surprise me. Go ahead.
Knowing LeBron the way that you do, given what he's gone through this year in Los Angeles, not being what he expected it to be, how do you think that's going to sit with him, and what do you think that's going to do for him moving forward?
I think it's going to motivate him even more. I think it's going to fuel him even more, because this is kind of a player he is. He's a driven player, and I just think that whole situation is just going to motivate him even more.